Hello guys, it's Megan and Stefan from the Hypomanic Entrepreneur. Today I want to talk a bit about the major question. Should you care about what other people think? So this is a question I think that is relevant for all of us. Right now I want to kind of talk specifically about entrepreneurs. Should entrepreneurs do that? But I think it's relevant for uh, on on a more general application as well. Take up the question, okay, should you care about what other people think? So here I want to take basis in uh, the here I want to take basis in the thinking about, okay, what are the consequences? So taking basis in a consequentialist perspective of, okay, what happens if you do care about what other people think? And I think on a general level that depends a lot on the situation and how you think about what other people think. But I think that most importantly, to answer the question directly, it's you should not care about what other people think unless you have a kind of strategic and reasonable um, uh, or kind of reasonable rationale behind it. If it's like, okay, if you only care about what other people think because of fear, because of anxiety, because of kind of if it's an emotional response that you worry about what other people may think as a hypothetical, that's that's pretty much useless to you, because if you use that as a fear and kind of let that control you, you won't try the things that you otherwise would do. You won't make attempts to actually try so many new things. You won't uh, make ventures outside of your comfort zone. You won't take the kind of risks that are necessary when you are an entrepreneur. You won't make any real project progress, because especially when you are an entrepreneur and like whatever you do in general, you need to actually try new things outside of your comfort zone to get forward. You need to experiment and try a lot of different things that you frankly suck at in the beginning. And if you let let the fear of what other people may think affect you from and dissuade you from actually trying something new in the first place, then of course you're never going to get anywhere with it. Where it can be relevant to think about, okay, what other people will think is, okay, for instance, if you're an entrepreneur, okay, what will customers and clients think about your messaging? That's a marketing. That's more kind of a marketing question. That's a reputational question. What will your customer, your client base think when you post messaging like this on when you develop your products with these features, or do your service this way compared to that way? That's a question that's specific for uh, and relevant to address for your business in that case, and that should be something you're thinking about. That should be something you care about when you are an entrepreneur and developing something, because the answer to that affects the the reputation of your business, your reputation, and how well your business does. But at the end of the day, in that case, there's a rationale behind it, right? There's a rationale behind it, and so I think and the same applies to business partners, right? If you do things that business partners will perceive negatively, think down upon, and basically there are consequences for your actions, right? And you should care about the consequences for your action, because that means you have to think more long term and not just everything that seems to be advantageous in the short term. So basically, focus. What I would advise at least is that as a main principle, you have to just try experiment a lot of new things and learn on the way. Not really care about what other people think, especially when you're in the beginning, just trying new things out, because you should have kind of a perspective that okay, you will figure it out after enough attempts. Then you need to kind of let that fear of what other people think go, and then eventually the more you try and experiment and adjust, the more you figure out that to figure out how to adjust it so that it will actually work in the right ways, and then you can uh, the more you learn, the more you develop an expertise of this field, then the more you can actually the more you the more you build your knowledge enough to start to care more about that, because then you have the knowledge to actually know how to adjust it to address those things. The more you try, the more you develop, the more you adjust, the more you can kind of see, okay, these are the concerns of these people, business partners, customers and so on. Okay, we have to adjust something here. We have to care about this because that kind of affects the performance of the business. That affects our relationship. That affects this and this and this. So the consequences are important to address in those cases in order to get the best outcome of the situation. If you're playing chess, naturally you have to you have to think about the long term, the best move in the long term, and that's what I think is important as well. That you make strategic, rational decisions, and not just letting your emotions cloud your judgment because you're not willing to do the thing you think you should do, or because you think other people will judge you for it, or whatever you think other people will think about you for trying. So yeah, those are just my basic thoughts on the issue of should you really care about what other people think. I would say in general no, but there are things you should consider as well when you're thinking about the long term, think about the long term results, long term strategy. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you all think. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, let me know your thoughts and arguments in the comments. And as always, if you want to see more of this, be sure to like and subscribe for more. And I will see you all tomorrow.